Hey guys, Dylan here. Now, Christian had been hiding since the middle of the merge month, which is why the merge month was cut short. He was on his Discord server not doing anything, so I didn't have anything to talk about. But now Chris is back, and he has some new revelations to talk to us about. So let's get into this. Hey everyone, a think piece I wish to offer in regard to an awful premise that has been stated about me before. Sonichu and Rosichu's relation to myself and Christine Chan, which is him in the other dimension, his main counterpart, acting independently while partly taking X number of attributes from me directly and physically from my subconsciousness, which means it's basically him, but he can disown whatever that version of him does, because that matters for some reason. I discovered / created Sonichu and Rosichu, the very first Sonichu and Rosichu in all existence. Christine Chan was aware of my existence nearly her whole life, and she had titled herself as Sonichu and Rosichu's original creator, while in fact I was the original creator. So the Christian in the comic book says that he created them, and Christian in real life says that he created both Christian in the comic books and Christian's creations. So Christian in the comics thinks he created something, but really he didn't. It was Chris in the real world. Very convoluted. The three of them, in a sense. There is a ship between the representative original creator and original creations. While neither Sonichu or Rosie were related by blood, they were related in the sense of them being the same OCs from I. So this is Chris basically telling you that it's not incest, and you shouldn't think it's incest that Rosichu and Sonichu are together, because even though he created them and calls them his children, they are not blood related. That's what this whole post is about. They're OC, and the same ruling is applied between them and Christine Chan and I. No, direct bloodline ship. This is probably more about Magi-chan, because I think I said in a video before that Chris Chan created Magi-chan, so that makes Magi-chan Chris's son just like Sonichu is, so it's kind of incest that he fucks his son. But I think this might be an answer to that. In the ship between OC original creator and OC creation and creator, God, I hate how he puts this. That's not how that works. Just put original creation and original creator is allowed to see their creator as their legal guardian or parent and optional, but then you're fucking them. That's not how that works, Chris. As their non-related friends, ally, family, son, daughter, sibling, or whatever suits the individual creator. We'll just say I do whatever the fuck I want to. Stop saying it's incest. With that, my son and Rosie call me their mama out of respect. They also called Christine Chan their mama since she was a direct self-counterpart from me, working from my subconsciousness. So basically, you know, Rise of Skywalker, that whole thing with fucking Palpatine and Snoke, that's what's happening here with Chris and his comic book self. It's really fucking retarded. Believing for the long time that she was the original most creator of Sonichu. So now there's like 5 different Chris Chans in the world of Sonichu. So now there isn't just one Chris, there's multiple Chris running around in Sonichu. And not I. Yes, she felt omnipotent in that. Well, you can't be omnipotent if there's more than one of you. And it did go to her head. And it is going to your head still. Got over that long ago, which no you didn't. I made my better mark and participation activity in their area and lives. The hater-type trollish misconception of this relationship between OC and OC thrusted unnecessarily upon myself, Christine Chan, and Sonichu and Rosie, and, I quote, the trolls without actually saying it about anyone or anything endorsing it at all, incest being wincest. That might have been me. I know it sounds egotistical, but I might have said something like that. I won't go in detail, but I am well aware of what it is and entails, but it is not considered incest at all when any relationship happens between the original creator and creation. Yeah, it's totally fine when a parent fucks a child. That's not incest. Come on. That's not... Yeah, I know what you mean, Chris. I know what you mean. You're not blood related. The end. And are not... and do not share any bloodlines at all. And I, personally, seriously disapprove of incest. That's not what you were saying a year ago. And would never practice it at all. Obviously, you freaking hater types and your nonsense fabrications of circumstances. You were approving of incest a while ago. You said if the person who you are fucking can't get pregnant, then it's fine. Those were your words. You said that exactly a year ago. Upon anyone other than yourselves thinking you're above us all, when you are not at all. You have just as much right and ability to socialize offline as anyone does, and I'm sure these people do socialize offline and online like you do. The major hang-up you have, and I do emphasize on this, as this was I once upon a time and still you over a decade ago, in being severely shy, socially awkward. You still are. That is not your fault. Oh god, preaching to the choir, Chris. But you do have the resources these days to talk with others and get help and insight on bettering yourself, so you are not stuck behind the monitor all day 24/7 or whatever. And I know get a job is never a good response at all, as most jobs are taken. So jobs are like girls, they're mostly taken. Is this your new philosophy? You're not totally qualified. Your background checks automatically epic fail every time, regardless, or whatever is your own individual circumstance from fated events in your life. But I digress. The bottom line is, incest is never wincest. That's a quote. Chris Chan, 2020. Incest is not wincest. Epic, ugh. And pushing your hatred on anyone else, including the OCs who have at least one OC that appeals to you, and your skill set may not include being able to make such good OC. Drink every time it says OC is a moot point and nonsense. Which is why I even more glad to ignore the majority of negative commentary anywhere online, and I also appreciate the irony that present on the fact that I am continued to talk about, concerned over, prayed to, and overall appreciated despite the unnecessary hate and shit you may feel or want to shout to get off of your rubbing game on, or whatever. Even more, ugh. Never diss the relationship between original creators, original creations. Do that. Say that. Don't do, oh, and then creations. That's fucking stupid. Unless this is actually direct bloodlines between them. And do not misconceive or fabricate such negative nonsense upon... You never learn, Chris. This is the same type of shit that got all your trolling started to begin with. When you got pissed that Rosicru was being drawn with a dick. Like, this is the same shit. This is the same shit you did over 10 years ago, Chris. You've never learned, and people will keep fucking with you. Now there's going to be a shit ton of incest out of you, because you couldn't just leave well enough alone and ignore these people. Love conquers hate. Thank you all for listening. Lightning heart, lightning. So, yeah, that was Chris's views on his original creations and why him fucking Magichan is not incest. Hopefully you guys like this video. If you like it, hit the like button. If you really like it, share it. And if you want to see more, then subscribe. Remember, Chris Chan told you today, incest is not wincest. Thank you guys for watching, and bye. Before the credits roll, I thought I'd give a shout out to my multiple ways of making money. YouTube is starting to slowly sanitize the platform, making it hard for people to make money on edgier content like I do. So I'm reminding you guys that I have a Patreon. The Patreon has plenty of reward tiers, including seeing my podcast early and possibly getting on the show if I can fit that into the schedule. I have video recommendation tiers that you can try to get into. And if all else fails and my YouTube falls apart, I always have a BitChute account. So remember to check out all these different things in the description below.